A big pat on the back for the McAllen Public Utility after the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality stops in for a visit. We'll explain. More than a dozen new police officers have joined the ranks of McAllen's finest after months of rigorous field training.
Coming up next is the Tails and Trails 5K run, and with me right now are cats and dogs, and they're all going to be running for a great cause. That story coming up. It's another edition of McAllen Update. I'm Roy Canthu.
And I'm Roxanne Lerma. Today we are out at our 2nd Street hike and bike trail.
Workers are now almost done with the facelift here. The trail was shut down on 2nd Street from Nolana to Pecan for nearly a month for an extensive repaving project. The entire area was resurfaced to make the jogging trail even better. Here's Roxanne Lerma with more on these beautiful trails.
We're out on 2nd Street in Larkspur, and we've been promising you an update on our trail repaving project here on the 2nd Street hike and bike trail. To help us out with that, our Deputy Director for McAllen Parks and Rec, Mr. Mike Hernandez. Mike, give us a status. We actually had to shut down 2nd Street Trail from Nolana to Pecan. So where are we at now?
Well, we're close to the finishing stages. Obviously, the repaving, the recoating is done. We're waiting on the crews to do cleanup and some of the last minute touches. So we're looking at about another week and a half to be able to enjoy the trails and let the public know they're open for business.
Speaking of enjoy the trails, we have hundreds, if not thousands, of residents that actually utilize these hike and bike trails. So why did we decide to do this, and why did we have to shut it down?
Well, with time, more than anything, with the elements, with rain, with heat, some of the pavement starts cracking. It becomes a danger for those using it, whether it's for bikes or trip hazards. So we don't want to take any chances. We want to make sure it's safe and smooth. As you well know, it's used not only by our residents, but by visitors and people from throughout the entire valley. So we're very proud in having them. We want to make sure they're in the best condition possible.
All right, so obviously we want to ask for their continued patience. Do we have an idea of maybe when we're going to reopen here?
Yes, we're looking at October 17th, right around the corner. So
okay.
Thank you everybody for being patient, and we'll be back, like I said, to business in a short time.
All right, Mr. Mike Hernandez, thank you for the update. So October 17th is the day that we are shooting for, and we certainly hope that you're going to come back and utilize our hike and bike trail. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roxanne Lerma.
Thanks, Roxanne. And there's more good news for runners, walkers, and bicyclists. Work is now underway to make similar repairs to the Bicentennial Trail between Ebony and Pecan. So that portion of the trail is currently shut down. Crews are repairing the cracks and completely replacing the asphalt to make the trail more enjoyable for our residents. Next up, workers will begin making improvements to the Bicentennial Trail from Tamarack to Hibiscus. Work is scheduled to run through November. Follow us on YouTube and Twitter, and like us on Facebook for continual updates on the City of McAllen's linear park improvements. Students in Texas now take less mandated tests thanks to House Bill 5 that was passed in the 83rd legislature. South Texas College held 2 roundtables with Congressman Ruben Hinojosa and State Representative Bobby Guerra to discuss issues affecting Texans. Hinojosa discussed veteran affairs in front of a packed house at STC. State Representative Bobby Guerra addressed House Bill 5 that was passed in the 83rd legislature to decrease state-mandated tests and encourage students who wanted to get either an associate's or technical degree instead of focusing on a 4-year degree.
In response to a statewide concern that teachers weren't able to teach and students weren't able to learn with more ability to actually spend time in the classroom instead of learning a test, actually spending time learning real things. They were having to learn a test. And so we cut back the number of tests that students have to take. And I think that was a huge improvement. But in addition to that, we're empowering students, their parents, with the ability to choose what they want to do with their lives down the road.
Guerra says House Bill 5 addressed some of the concerns, but says the upcoming session of the state legislature will probably tackle this issue again to make it more efficient for students and parents. On average, residents will be paying about $3.80 more on their monthly water bill. The escalation kicked in on October 1st. MPU General Manager Mark Vega explains the slight increase.
The average resident can expect a $1.80 increase on their water bill. Now, there's also going to be a sewer charge increase, and that sewer, not the base will not be increased. That will remain at $9. However, the sewer commodity will be increased by 20 cents per 1,000 gallons of water that you use. So what used to be a $1.40 sewer charge for every 1,000 gallons of water that you used will now be $1.60. Average residential home will be the $1.80 for the water, the $2 for the sewer, which will be a $3.80 increase on the average residential home. We are doing this for two reasons. Number one, there's a lot of future projects that we want to do on the water side. And those future projects will involve things like groundwater, things like a lot of rehabilitation of old lines in McAllen, and just future water projects to extend lines to areas that are undeveloped right now. On the sewer side, it's mainly to pay back two loans, one that we took from the Water Development Board for our North Wastewater Plant, and another one that we took from the Water Development Board for our South Wastewater Plant. So just those two loans alone were $80 million. And so that's where the sewer charge will go to. And that's to pay back the debt service, the debt for those two projects. And so on the average consumption of 10,000 gallons, we are still the lowest in the Rio Grande Valley. And we take a lot of pride in that. So that residents, even though there will be a slight increase, will still know that we're the cheapest in the valley when it comes to the water and wastewater rates.
Like McAllen Public Utility on Facebook and check out their Twitter handle at MyMcAllenPU for water-saving tips and answers to your utility questions. Some McAllen residents joined forces recently to clean up their neighborhood. It's part of Project Clean Neighborhoods. The program is designed to assist the community in beautifying their neighborhoods. Roll-offs, better known as dumpsters, are provided at no cost so folks can dispose of any bulky waste or large items. Commissioner John Ingram hit the streets of District 5 to encourage people to participate in the neighborhood cleanup held north of McAllen and Nolana and between Bicentennial and 23rd.
I'll personally go door to door. I'll take 3 days off of work, go door to door, talk to people who live in the area, find out. It's great because I find out if there's a problem in the neighborhood that needs to be fixed, and let them know that these dumpsters are coming out and what they can throw away and how to do it. And it's just a great way for people to clean up.
All they have to do actually is through their neighborhood association organize to have a cleanup, or just if there's one core leader in the neighborhood who wants to take charge of it, and they simply just contact us. We have a very easy application where they fill it out, and then we can identify how many containers we can put in the neighborhood, and then they just simply go ask their neighbors, hey, you want to join us in a cleanup? Get 15 signatures. And it's as simple as that.
Roll-offs are placed in participating neighborhoods on Friday and picked up on Monday.
For more information on this program or to participate, please call Keep McAllen Beautiful at 681-4562. Back to McAllen Public Utility, where a recent visit from a state agency landed them some high praise. Roxanne Lerma explains.
That's right, Roy. A big pat on the back for our McAllen Public Utility. Joining us now, Mark Vega, the General Manager for MPU. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Mark, we had TCEQ coming in, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, and actually both of our wastewater plants got the big thumbs up. Tell us about that.
That's right. TCEQ conducted their annual investigation of our wastewater treatment plants, and they come in every year to make sure that we're in compliance with all of our laboratories, our collection system, our treatment plants, and they did that and they passed us with flying colors. So they were very impressed in our operations as a whole, as a total of our laboratories, our collection systems, our treatment plants. They were very impressed of how we run our operations.
We actually ended up with 0 violations, and they kind of said that we were a model that maybe other cities could look at and say, you know, this is what you want to be.
Right, and they even recommended that. We would love to do that. We extend the invitation to any city here in the Valley. If they want to come by, take a tour of our facilities, we'd be happy to give them a tour and talk to them about how we do maintain our operations at our wastewater plants and collection system.
What do you think it is, Mark? What sets us apart and took us to that 0 violations?
Well, a lot of that has to do with our managers at our wastewater plants and even our employees as a whole. They really take ownership of the plants, and they take a lot of pride in how they keep up the plants and our system as a whole. So we really do take our hat off to all of our wastewater employees. It's a feather in our cap for the state to say that and know that our employees take a lot of pride in how they treat their employees and how the employees run our plants.
All right, Mr. Mark Vega, thank you for joining us, and kudos to our employees because it is a big feather in our cap. Roy, now back to you.
To find out more about the McAllen Public Utility, please visit mpu.mcallen.net, or you can contact them at 681-1600. The McAllen Public Library has launched a unique program to help the less fortunate this Thanksgiving. It's called Food for Fines. For every canned good you donate, the library will waive $1 off overdue book fines.
And what it is essentially helping the community through the RGV Food Bank by providing donations for them. So for every item that our patrons bring in, they will get $1 off of their library fines, up to $10 per card.
The Food for Fines program runs through November 15th. Check out McAllenLibrary.net for more information on what non-perishable food items will be accepted.
Cadets from the 43rd McAllen Police Academy are aiming at the bullseye for their new career. 14 cadets graduated for the basic peace officers course to become one of McAllen's finest. For more than 5 months, the cadets had to undergo intense training. These cadets accumulated more than 700 hours to be able to graduate as police officers. For the first time, the cadets used a state-of-the-art simulator that helps police officers respond to different scenarios.
The new police officers will continue learning as they patrol the streets now with their field training officers. Follow us on YouTube to catch the complete McAllen Police Academy cadet graduation. Pet owners and their furry friends participated in a 5K that was off the leash. Roy Cantu has all the details.
We're here at Westside Park at Tails and Trails 5K Run. With me right now is the coordinator of the whole event, Adriana Trevino, who's having a busy morning as
you can tell. Yes, it's been a very busy morning, Roy. I got here at 4:30 in the morning. Luckily, the city of McAllen was able to open up early for me, and they had some lights, so I started unloading and mapping out the park with Rick. He's been great, and it's just been a great experience so far. It's as soon as that first runner crosses the finish line, then I can finally breathe. Just got to make sure the trails, everything is good. So.
The Tails and Trails, why do you do it?
Tails and Trails, I do it because I have 3 dogs of my own. My first dog was a shelter dog, and I fell in love with it. And I love to run, I love dogs, so combined, I figured, hey, why not do something really cool and get the pet community together instead of going elsewhere to do this like in San Antonio and Austin. Let's keep it here in McAllen.
You got a lot of eager pet owners and a lot of eager community people who just want to run here at the park with some dogs.
Sure. Yes, we have plenty of people. In fact, about 85% this year have dogs with them. And if you don't have a dog, then we will have the pet adoption unit here. That way you can volunteer to walk a dog from the animal shelter.
And where do the funds go?
100% of the proceeds will go towards Palm Valley Animal Shelter. So this year we're looking at about $15,000. We still need to tally everything up, but all that goes directly to the shelter, and we couldn't be more proud.
Thank you, Adriana, for that information. And if you would like to donate to the Palm Valley Animal Center or adopt a pet, visit our website at McAllen.net. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu. And that's another edition of McAllen Update. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, and McAllen.net. For the City of McAllen, I'm Roy Cantu.
And I'm Roxanne Lerma. We leave you now with a look at our famous Palm Fest celebration. More than 40,000 people attended this year's event. Thanks for joining us.
You always say you're tired and you have no patience. Someone who stays up late and leaves every chance they get. Our hearts will always wonder, it's not my fault you didn't win. In this game no one wins. The night you walked away, another one. Always waiting on you to come to bed. I told you I'd stay in tonight, but I made other plans instead. Our hearts will always wonder, it's not my fault you gave in. In this game no one wins. The night you walked away, another one. The night you walked away, you made me feel like I was gone. It turns out there's a whole new page, a whole new different song. The night you walked away. you wrong.